you are pregnant. She's not even of the age of marriage. So what is the essence? So people, if people, and I want to say, for those who are here, especially my girls that are here, that's the essence of our NGO. We are supposed to stand up for the vulnerable. You cannot destroy a life and think you will go on with your own life when that life is disturbed and distorted. It doesn't work like that. So the girls must be able to stand up. There is no shame to be raped. They are criminals. Some people, they will rape them in school. They say before so that they will not hear. Those people will go and rape and rape and rape until they rape almost 10 girls. Then they will be counting it. When I was there, you cannot be doing that. So let us know that rape is a serious scam. And no government does not want to hear about it. If there is a case of rape, that's part of what our agency, our NGO wants to stand for. If there is abuse, we want to protect the girl child. It has been gathered that Nigerian authorities have failed to provide sexual health education for girls. Nearly 1/3 of sexually active women aged 15 to 24 have an unmet need for modern contraception. Yes, I preach mostly abstinence. But if you must do it, you must know. If you want to do what adults are doing, you must do what adults are supposed to do for you to be safe. The non-provision of adequate antenatal care and obstetric services for the poor increases the risk for poor pregnancy outcome. Please, if you get pregnant, don't be ashamed. Go to hospital. There is no way you will get somebody to help you. We are not the only NGOs. There are NGOs around, including us, that will stand to make sure you don't suffer. Don't go and kill yourself. Don't go and drink blue or anything that will kill you in the process of aborting pregnancy. Or you say I'm tying belt. Then when you want to have that pregnancy, there will be by the baby, there will be complications. And what happens? You could die. The child may also die. Poverty is another one. Yes, we know we are in the process, in the period of recession. Poverty has been identified as a major barrier to human development and progress. Towards the millennium goals, the World Bank described poverty as pronounced depreciation in well-being. Research has shown that poverty is inextricably linked with food insufficiency, food insecurity, or inability to get nutritional adequate foods in society in socially acceptable way. Yes, we know we are in a period of succession. I want to say that in as much that times are hard, but we should also know that there are a lot of things you can do at least to eat. Then to all parents, don't use your girls as a means of getting money. What God gave you, go and look for money for it. What do you get? That child may die. She may even contract venereal diseases, HIV self. And what do you get? You eat bread today, tomorrow you are hungry, you now start weeping. You say some people that have done you are the cause of your own problem. So as parents, let us talk to our children. Hard work does not kill. Yes, things are hard, but there are things people can do. That poverty is not the end of it. There are people who have come from very poor homes, but they've been very successful. Poverty should not be an excuse for us to destroy our lives. Children from poor homes with little for parents to provide are more prone to teenage pregnancy. They are also at greater risk of dropping out of school without vocational skills, with no other choice in most cases than to think of early marriage or get pregnant by a man who gives them little money to attract them to having sexual intercourse. Thereafter, when pregnancy occurs, these men that are often 15 to 20 years older reject the pregnancy or accept the pregnancy but are unable to cater for the mother and the unborn child. multiple sexual partners, abortion, smoking, alcoholism, etc. are common with children of poor households and uneducated parents. Please, and that's one of the focus of major focus of our NGO. We are not just going to educate the girls, we want to educate the parents. Don't think poverty is the end. There are parents who have sold their wrappers to train their children. There are parents who are carrying kaya at market to train their children. So why is there an exemption? So why should you think that because you are poor, you cannot even talk to your child becomes your lord, controls you in the house because she's going out to sleep with men to bring money. That's the kind of thing we want the world to hear about. Please let us know. It is not about it. There is no religion. Even idol worshippers do not preach that kind of prosperity or indecent life for anybody. Childbearing. According to a Nigerian Population Commission NPC investigation, teenage pregnancy in the northern parts of Nigeria is higher than in the south. During the last population day, teenage pregnancy and motherhood in northern Nigeria accounted to 65%. Edo State had the lowest at 2.9%. The NPC reported that the highest killer of teenage girls aged 15 to 19 years globally was pregnancy and childbirth, causing the death of about 50,000 in a year. NPC reiterated that teen pregnancy not only imposes severe health and psychological stress on the baby and the mothers, but also has a negative impact on social development. It worsens the population and reproductive health situation and compromises the new efforts to promote gender equality, educational attainment, family values, and economic development. What are we saying? When a girl child is pregnant, some of them don't go to school. Some parents will say, you are pregnant, so you can't go to school again. But the boy who pregnanted the child will go to school. That is inequality. That is part of the things. We will also talk to parents. Pregnancy is not the end of life. You bring forth a woman being, a life. In fact, God will be happy with you, even though you have committed a sin. It's better than aborting or killing yourself or killing that child. But at the same time, we parents should be able. The Yoruba has one adage that if you beat a child with your left hand, you throw that child back with your right hand. Don't throw your child out into the unknown. Let your child is your child, no matter what. She has made it. We adults, we make our own mistakes too. And God forgive us, even to our people, even to our relations, to everybody. So when we should do say, because a child has made a mistake, that child is no longer your child. Or if she becomes a billionaire tomorrow, you will claim her. So we parents, this thing is in two phases. Parents, girls, boys, in various phases. Girls, parents, schools, authorities, we all need to join hands to fight this menace called teenage pregnancy. Women and leadership, I need to mention it. I just said it with our mothers here that are here. Women of the pre-colonial era held positions of high leadership. However, as the country developed in wealth and resources, the political terrain and leadership position became more attractive, competitive, and expensive. My friend here, she's a very good example, Honorable Munikat Adeola. Gradually, women started falling out of traditional and political leadership due to the tensions of the political terrain. However, following the affirmative action of the Beijing conference, the participation of women in the federal level has increased, with a little bit increase in the state, but very low at local government level. The role of women in leadership is worthy of mention to correct, and that's the emphasis, cultural belief that a girl child is inferior to a boy child. A girl child must recognize her potentials, listen girls, and be able to stand up to challenges, grasp available opportunities of value, and control our environment inferiority complex which is bred in a girl child right from childhood, from traditional beliefs and preference, and greater honor accorded to a male child is a contributing factor to why it is easier for a female child to be cajoled by a male into immature sexual activities. Yes, because from childhood you are telling your daughter, you know it's a boy, is the hair apparent, is this, is that. You start putting the boy above the girl. Whereas girls are the builders of tomorrow. That girl that goes out, when a boy now says, sweet talker, after all, he's a boy. I am just a girl. I am just a girl. It must be true. Let me try what she's saying. But once she knows that, we were in school, we all went to school. With apology to men and boys, it doesn't mean that they were beating us in class. Most of them were following us there. Yes. So, I want girls to know that what God has put in them is great. And they can be what, if I look at the women, I'm so glad these women are here. It's not a matter of we are looking at book or we are talking stories. We have a former permanent secretary. We have a former leader of the whole House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. She's a woman. So who says as girls, you cannot be anywhere? And we are going to have a president in this nation. We are also... We are also working on the case of a woman who was infected with HIV by her deceased husband and was not aware that she and her child were HIV positive until the death of her husband, who did not disclose his status. Yeah, you see, you can see what women face. If it's a woman, all the family members of that man, she will not live in this world again. A man infected again, a woman with a child, there will be no story. So why don't we as young girls and as mothers, let our girls know that for a woman, it's take. And if you are in that sort of situation, you must be able to stand up. Not proud, you must be submissive. That is what the Holy Book says to your spouse. But at the same time, you must recognize yourself. I know that there is something God has given it to you. And you must be able to stand for it and do what God has given to you. And not just think you are inferior to anybody. In conclusion, we are focused on assisting and empowering the girl child through advocacy, education, enlightenment, and rehabilitation through medical, legal, and economic intervention. The activities of the Mary Ezekiel Foundation will be wide and multi-dimensional. That's what we're saying. As I've spoken here, I've spoken about rape, I've spoken about various diseases, I've spoken about abuses, I've spoken about the rights and empowerment of a girl child. So you can see that this focus, because when all the teenage pregnancies come out of sexual activities, there are no two ways to it. So, and these are also and poverty, retardation, destroy of the future of a girl child. So it's multidimensional. We therefore solicit for volunteers and financial support towards the achievement of our set goal. We are certain that with the good people, with all you good people present at this launching of today, and with our present and future partners, it will be the beginning of the achievement of our desire to say no to teenage pregnancy. And I must acknowledge the efforts and partnership of, especially I've mentioned, if I need to emphasize it, of the youth center, youth friendly center at the Kuje General Hospital. They have been wonderful. We went to them, they have introduced people to us. Through them, we've had cases, and we are working together. And we are still going far. And that's what we want to do. So we are saying that if there are other cases, we are there. That's why we are here. And that's why we are soliciting for your support, both financially, even volunteers that will follow us, that will do advocacy with us, people of God, professionals who can help us to educate, treat, and take up people's cases as at when they come. Please, this is the essence of this launching. It is an appeal, and we know that you people, with good hearts, we are going to support us in this our cause, so that we won't have a limitation. The journalist asked me, what is our day? I said, we don't have a limitation, because I know that as we are starting, with the support of the people around us, we are going to go places, and we are going to touch lives, and we are going to reform lives, and we are going to rehabilitate people, and we are going to grow lives, and people are going to grow through us, through the help of people. I thank you all for your presence and for identifying with us in our set goal. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Oh Lord, I am very, very grateful for all you have done for me. Oh Lord, I am very, very grateful for all you have done for me. Oh Lord, I am very, very grateful. I am Oh Lord, I am very, very happy for all you have done for me. Oh Lord, I am very, very grateful, Lord. I am saying thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Oh Lord, I am very, very grateful for all you have done for me. Oh Lord, I am very, very grateful. I am saying thank you, Jesus. Oh yeah, Father, to you, oh, be all the glory. Be all the honor. To you, oh, be all the glory. And adoration. Father, to you, oh,
friend, our sister, and mother, and our loved one. Barrister Mrs. Olukemi Owolabi, and she's also launching the foundation, Mary Ezekiel Foundation. Next slide, please. Briefly, if you don't mind, maybe we'll just sing a song for her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. May the good Lord, may the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. I will love you.
Praise the Lord. Thank you very much for that. She's already told us the name of her foundation, Mary Ezekiel, and she's told us focus is teenage pregnancy. So we'll just briefly, I'll try to be very fast. Teenage pregnancy is an important issue for several reasons. There are health risks, psychosocial and economic problems for the teens and the children born compared to older women. Teenage pregnancy, also known as adolescent pregnancy, is pregnancy in the female who is less than 20 years old. A female can become pregnant from sexual intercourse once she has started ovulating. What we're trying to say is that as young as 12, 13, in fact, even some 9 can get pregnant. You don't have to menstruate to get pregnant. All you need is to ovulate. And some girls as young as 9 can ovulate, and that means a 9-year-old can get pregnant. And when we define teenage pregnancy, we start at the point where the baby is born, not at the time of the pregnancy. And a teenager is that person between the age of 13 and 19. An adolescent is a little bit younger. An adolescent is somebody from 10. So the adolescent is incorporated into the teenage. I don't know, I don't speak Hausa, but she told me that there are some groups here that would like some Hausa translation. Abunda muke magana wai nan mace za ta iya yin ciki. The Bible records that Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, got pregnant as a teenager. We don't know the exact age, but we always want to let people know that this is exceptional and supernatural. The mother of Barack Obama, the 44th president of the United States, gave birth to her son when she was 18 years old in 1961. Oprah Winfrey, at the age of 14, she gave birth to a boy, but he died shortly after birth. These are part of the problems. Child death when the mother is too young. These are some of the issues. So it increases the mortality for the child to die. Prevalence worldwide, teenage pregnancy ranges from 143 per thousand. That means if we have 1,000 girls, 143 of them in the sub-Saharan Africa is likely to get pregnant. Compared to the Western world, like South Korea, you have the rate as low as 2.9. In fact, they have the lowest in the world. In the United States, 82% of pregnancies in those between the age of 15 and 19 are outside of, they're not planned, it just happens. The UNFPA says, in every region of the world, including high-income countries, girls who are poor, poorly educated, or living in rural areas are at greater risk of becoming pregnant than those who are wealthier, well-educated, or in urban cities. So you can see the disadvantaged person is greater disadvantaged all the time and continues to suffer the vicious cycle. Next slide, please. Also, Save the Children found that annually 13 million children are born to women aged under 20. And 90% of this takes place in the developing world. Women in Australia have come down to as low as 11.9 births per 1,000. It was as high as 55.5 in 1971. This decrease is actually not because they are no more having sex. It's because there are methods in place, effective birth control. The young ones are still having sex, but there are methods to help them not to get pregnant. Complications of pregnancy and childbirth are the leading causes of mortality among women in this age bracket of 15 to 19. So these conceptions, they occur sometimes within wedlock, or sometimes they precipitate a marriage. The girl is suddenly pregnant for the boy, and then they begin to arrange an emergency marriage if they are willing. In fact, these days the boys are not willing. They just say, no way, we're not interested, and they walk away. And the girl and the family is left. There are quite a number that we're handling like that. The boy just walks away, and that's the end of the story. So the girl is left with the baby with her own family. In countries such as India, the majority of teenage births occur within marriage. Next slide, please. In Nigeria, the teen birth rate is about 109, which is quite high, per thousand. Sorry, that's 1,000. And it costs a lot of money. You can see so much money. So much money is being expended on teenage pregnancies, as high as 9.1 billion in the United States. Next slide. What are some of the consequences? They are more socio-economic. There are more of socio-economic consequences. There are biological consequences because of the age, but the greater impact is the socio-economic. What are some of these social issues? Low educational levels, poverty, pregnancy outside of marriage with its social stigma in many communities. If we take a census here now, not many of us will want to agree that we were born out of wedlock, even if we were, but those are some of the social issues. Next slide, please. Also, a statement by the United Nations Population Fund says pregnancy among girls that are less than 18 years have irreparable consequences. It violates the rights of girls, with life-threatening consequences in terms of sexual and reproductive health, and poses high development costs for communities, particularly in perpetuating the cycle of poverty. You see, this poverty cycle just keeps on. It's not broken until somebody just makes up his or her mind to say no. For the mother, we're still looking at some of the consequences. In a study of about 100 teenagers in the United Kingdom, it was found that only 11% of them were receiving salary, while the remaining 89% were unemployed. So you see, poverty just becomes the issue. Teenage parents in developing countries are often married. As I said, India has a very high rate of married teenagers. Their pregnancies are welcomed by the societies and even the families, you know. But however, their education is affected. Some of them drop out of school and they can't even get good jobs, and social class-wise, they are always at the lower part of the lower level of the ladder. Next, please. Some of the medical complications include low birth. When the baby is born, the baby's weight is less than 2.5 kilograms. The baby is low birth. When the baby is less than that weight, the risk for the baby of living, surviving, and being the best becomes much less. Sorry. Preterm labors, these mothers suffer anemia and they have preeclampsias. Next, please. This is particularly worse when the mother is less than 15 years old. You know, abun da muke magana in na mace bata kai shekara 15, akwai matsaloli da yawa da zata hadu da in tana da ciki. Don her body is small, her pelvis is very small. She can't carry the baby. So there's usually obstructed labor. If you go to some of our communities, you see so many women, little girls, abandoned in homes, abandoned with their families. They have VVF, you know. Nama cetana zuba da pisari, ba za ta iya rike domin mahaifinta ya lalace. Inda ake ajiye pisari, shi kuma ya lalace. Don kai na yaro, ya, I don't know, sorry, has destroyed, yes, VVF. It's a big problem. If you go to the northwest part of our country, it's a big problem. In some hospitals, they have wards for these girls. They have been neglected, they have been abandoned, they are living like destitute, they are living in depression, and so many things. So, a lot of, and they become rejected. They have fistulas all over the place, and even some of them die. Next, please. These mothers also have a lot of nutritional deficiencies because they want to hide this pregnancy. In some situations, like the NGO of Mary Ezekiel is offering, where these babies get help, or where the mothers get help, you find that these young girls can continue their education later in life, and this can get better for them. For the child, there are also consequences. Because these babies are small, they are preterms. They don't develop properly. They are intellectually below their mates. These are scientific evidences. Such babies, because even during the time they are small in the incubators, they suffer a lot of what we call hypoxia. They suffer a lot of apnea. They stop breathing. You're giving them oxygen. They're always lagging behind. And developmental difficulties are still very expensive to maintain. Language-wise, they are not well developed because the mothers don't touch them, don't stimulate them, so there are issues. Next slide, please. As we have said, they suffer a lot to accommodate it. And if a younger sib is the one that is babysitting for this one that is pregnant, there is also a risk. These have been proven scientifically that because she's in that setting, she's at a higher risk of also becoming a teenager who gets pregnant out of wedlock. Next, please. Adolescent sexuality. Studies have found that up to 29% of teenagers report being pressured into sex, while as high as 33% of them under 20 are already sexually active. They use drugs, and we've mentioned some of the drugs. Next, please. Early puberty. Sometimes you find a girl who is 9 years old, she already has bursts. Because we don't teach and we don't help them to know what to do, men around, other children like them, and begin to touch them. Because a 9-year-old already busted. She's still a 9-year-old. She will run out of the bathroom without a dress on. Because she is a 9-year-old and she cannot behave like a 13-year-old or a 20-year-old who knows that she should cover her body. So when they develop prematurely, it's also a risk. So parents need to be watchful. And then lack of contraceptions, which we have mentioned earlier. Next, please. Sexual abuse. In South Africa, as high as 11 to 20% of pregnancies are due to rape. Young girls being raped. Next, please. We talk about dating, abuse, and teenage. You find a young girl who is dating an older man. If she tells him she's pregnant, there is a higher risk that he will abuse her the more and beat her up because she's young and he doesn't want the pregnancy. He wants her to do something about the pregnancy. So there is a lot of violence for the younger girl who is pregnant. Next, please. Socioeconomic, which we have mentioned. Poverty is a big factor in teenage pregnancy. Next, please. Media influence. What we watch on television and what will allow our children. These days you have so many channels. The parents are not there. The children are left alone. They just hold the remote and move it from one channel to the other. And every time, what are they watching? African magic, sex. So they are at risk. The more these children are exposed to media influence, the higher, these have been proven, the higher the risk for them to get pregnant. Next. Environment. When we talk about environment, we're looking at dysfunctional family. A family where there is problem, where the husband beats up the mother, or where the father leaves the home early and the children are brought up by a single mother. These are all environmental issues and they affect the girl child. Next, please. Next, please. So, prevention, it has to be holistic. We all have a role to play, not just leaving it for the families. I'm happy and I want to congratulate the foundation, Mary Ezekiel, that you are doing a good job. We teach them about sexuality. Let them know about their body. We teach them sex education. You know, sometimes because we are Christians or we are shy about some of these things, but we need to know about them. Abstinence alone is not enough. It will not help the girl child if you don't teach her. Even the boy child, people need to be taught, and knowledge is power. Next, please. Next, please. Next. In conclusion, we have a role to play to protect our children from this unnecessary health risk and psychosocial trauma. Next. Thank you very much. And I wish the foundation all the best.
Honorable Molikat Abiola. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me appreciate her, please.
Distinguished members of the high table, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to be here today, and I'm so happy for my dear friend that is turning 60 today. It's a great achievement. If you find out the life expectancy rate of Nigerians these days, they will tell you it's about 40-something. So when you are over 40, you should be thanking God on a daily basis. And since Kemi is 60 today, she needs to thank God more so that she can spend many more years on this earth. Happy birthday, Kemi. It's one thing to be 60, it's another thing to have achieved a lot. When you read her biography in the program, you can see that she's a woman who is committed, she's a woman who believes in her vision, and that is why we're having the launch of Mary Teresa Foundation today. For anyone who appreciates life, you must want to give back to society, and that's what she is doing. I also have a foundation that I launched as far back as 2012. It's all about helping people, but this is a new dimension to it. Most times we talk about handicap, the poor and all that, but she's talking about, vices of the society that is creating problems, especially for the girl child. Some boy child also have this type of problems, except that they can't get pregnant. But some of them too are being violated, and I would hope that in future she will add this to her foundation. It's a laudable achievement, and I congratulate her. She has unveiled it because she has told you everything about it. I'm just going to do the symbolic thing. Right to the front here. I'm sure what we're unveiling today is something that will afford you opportunity to know more about the foundation, which is going to be launched thereafter. The chairman has said no amount is too small and no amount is too large, because people in Nigeria, when you say contribute, they say I don't have money. I don't have money means you are stingy, because you can give 200 naira. It's not the amount, it's the fact that you are giving. And when God replenishes your pocket, you can do more for people. So I hope that by the time the foundation is being launched, all of us will chip in something, and you can be proud in the future when you see the achievements of Mary Teresa to say that I was part of the launch of this foundation and I'm helping humanity. So in the name of Almighty God and to the glory of mankind, because what she's doing is for the benefit of mankind, it is my pleasure to unveil the foundation today, August 12th, 2017. And I pray that as we unveil today, the Almighty God will give you the strength, give you the long life to be able to, do this to the end. At least when I say to the end, where you can hand over the baton to your children. Because when you have a foundation, it's supposed to outlive you. By the time you are gone, the foundation should still be there. So I pray that Almighty God will sustain this for you, and it will go beyond the shores of Nigeria, in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. And as I do that, I would like to take my leave because I have so many things to do. I just had to be here today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and please appreciate Honorable Milikat. God bless you, man. That was splendid. Now it's time to call to launching. which is going to be anchored by the only chief launcher of this occasion, Special Apostle Kunle Alonga. Please a round of applause as they come forward.
Thank you very much. The chairman of the day, the chairperson and absentia members of this isolated table, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and of course the celebrant and the family. I want to once again welcome us and also thank the founder of this foundation for the privilege she has given me to perform this task today. When she called me a couple of months back to say she was inviting me to a program, I couldn't say no. All I wanted to make sure was that it wasn't going to happen while I am not in the country. And I actually made sure that that was the case. I want to say that I accepted this because, one, the personality behind the foundation. I have known, I call her Special Mother Wolabi, for some time now. I think about 15 years when I was still in England and we were coming here for church activities. I noticed that she was very, very active in the church. And I could not resist getting, close to her to really have interaction with her. And we've worked in some committees together, and I insisted, even at the national level of our church, that she must be in that committee, and she never disappointed. I want to say that I feel very proud that you're having this program today. And the only surprise I have is choosing somebody as small as myself to be the chief launcher, where you have big men around here. But I take it that I'm not going to, whatever I do will not influence what others will also do for this project. This is a very important project. And those of us who have been abroad will see that foundations that actually focus on issues like this are very, very important in the society. And they play key roles. Government alone cannot fight this crime. It's a crime. Teenage pregnancy is a crime. And we need people, professionals like Mrs. Owolabi, to come up, make use of their expertise and then their skill in actually organizing to help people in the society. We have had lectures. She has given us the scope of our foundation. But I want to say that the primary purpose of the foundation is actually to defend and promote the cause that she has laid out. And in doing this, advocacy, funding will be important, and also volunteering. So it is not just fund. We will also need volunteers. And I want to say that personally, my life theme is actually found in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6 to 7. And if you look at that, you will understand that anything you are in this world, if you don't impact on people's life, when you leave, you are not going to go with anything. So if God has blessed you, because you brought nothing to this world, you will not take anything away. So why don't you make your impact felt in this world? And then godliness and contentment. Fighting crime is something that we all have to engage in. And I want to say that apart from what we are doing today, I want to assure you, Special Mother Owolabi, that I will always support this project beyond today. I know you are a very hardworking, very focused woman, and I know that this project will succeed. And I want to be part of this success. And therefore, anytime, please feel free. You are my sister. Some of us are not yet 60, but we are hoping to be 60 very soon. I thank you very much for this opportunity. And just to show you my support for this project. Today, I will pledge, I will donate the sum of $500,000 towards this project. Also promise that I will be there to support you as you go along. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, the Chief Launcher. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for that, please. Greatest. Dr. Wale Babalakin, the lead launcher here, represented by Barrister Yinka Arasi for his launch. Thank you, sir.
All protocols duly observed, Mr. Chairman, sir, and all other protocols duly observed. I've been instructed by Dr. B.O. Babalakin, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, for the advancement of the objectives of Mary Ezekiel Foundation for the protection of the girl child and the protection of the vulnerable in the society. He has asked me to launch this foundation with a sum of 1 million naira. He has equally instructed me to send his unreserved apologies for his absence, his unavoidably absence, and he has also promised to always support the foundation at every given time. Thank you.
Please, a round of applause for that, please. Please, for his launch, former Director, Engineering Services, Nigerian Meteorological Agency, former Chairman Farmer. No other person than Engineer Babajide Adeniyi for his launch, please.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Welcome, sir. Well, I sincerely thank God for the life of Barrister Mrs. Odukemi Owolabi. It's an epitome of humility. It's a woman that one would like to work with anytime, any day. Just like my chairman said, that you don't need to read about her biography before you know who she is if you work with her. She's very wonderful, very unassuming. And he mentioned something about the chairman, which I really appreciated. He's highly untribalized man. When you say somebody is tribalized, it means he's a tribalist, you now want to remove him from tribalism. But he is absolutely untribalized. He believes in the entity of Nigeria. I could remember in 2006 when there was struggle for Director Generalship. He stood by me and he made sure that the announcement was made before he abandoned me. When I say abandon, I don't mean abandon in that way. He's a man that when you work with, forever you will work, you will like to be with him. After we had left service, and he himself was a politician like me, my son had admission to the university in London. And he said, Jide, the first school fees I will pay. He paid. I was comfortable, but he paid. That I can never forget. God will bless you. So when I saw you this evening, I was absolutely happy. We want to sincerely thank you on our own behalf. Well, Olukemi Owolabi is my own sister. The husband, the children, they know that one. So it will be abnormal for me to mention what I want to give. I will just drive to the house because I'm a public figure. And we are no more in power. We have somersaulted. But we are gathering ourselves together now to launch back. So whatever we say, we have to be very careful. I know that I will launch it with a very handsome song. But it will be between me and the celebrant. Thank you very much.
The celebrant, I'm not the toast of this event today. Certainly not. I only really came here on Mrs. Owolabi's invitation, and one of them, which is not what I have achieved so far, is to actually meet the husband of Mrs. Owolabi. And I'm going to meet him today whether he likes it or not. I have listened to the speech of Mrs. Owolabi on the foundation. I wish it was possible for those who are doing the IT services to record everything she said, the way she said it, and put it on YouTube in segments for people to watch and listen to. She captured everything so beautifully that I felt really with all I have known about child education, child pregnancy, been involved in litigation about these issues of damages and so on, I have never been more affected by a speech like I have heard today. And this is as a result of absolute commitment to what she is doing. Very deep thoughts. So I thank her. And I am going to support her. I'll support her with a lot more than money. My ideas, those people I know who are in a position to invest in various aspects of the program she has set out to achieve. For today, like Jide said, we have some assaulted. And we are no more in power. But that is what gives us the temerity to do anything we like. Because we are not going to, nobody is going to say we stole public money to come and donate in the foundation. So, I will not, don't listen to Wale Babalaki, he's going to give a lot more money than that, I know him. He is a very serious businessman. I will follow in this launching today with $500,000 naira.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. God bless you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for that gift. Please, legal agency, here represented by Ms. Udeoso. Please, you can come forward for your lunch. Please appreciate her, please. Thank you.
I'll have the privilege and pleasure today to represent the new Director General of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, Professor Sani Abubakar Mashi. He would have liked to be here personally, but due to some circumstances, personal circumstances, he has had to travel out of Abuja, so he's not able to come here. And he has asked me to express his goodwill and congratulations to my former director, Mrs. Owolabi, Olukemi Owolabi, who was the pioneer, the director, legal and agency secretary of Nigerian Meteorological Agency. A lot of things have been said about her. I know all has been said. I want to also add to the fact that she's a very thorough professional and very hardworking woman, and I was very lucky to have her as a boss, especially as a woman, you know, with no threats, nothing. She was very good as a boss, and I want to congratulate her and on this occasion of our 60th birthday. Let me go back to the Director General. The Director General asked me to congratulate her and also inform her that he will send his donations to her afterwards. So congratulations, madam.
God bless you. Honor to come and stay for his lunch, the former Director, Weather Forecast, Mr. Nondu. Mr. Nondu, please, you are welcome.
Well, this is just to say that the high table is now going to dissolve into the house.
You're welcome, sir. Zenith Bank. When you have the envelope, include Zenith Bank. God bless you.
Praise the Lord. Yeah, I think I want to join. There's nobody on the high table. So whatever protocol that was already established, I joined that protocol. But I want to join the former speakers. So first of all, congratulate my former colleague, Mrs. Owolabi, who turned 60. Madam, happy birthday. Many happy returns. He will age gracefully in Jesus' name. And on the foundation, it's a beautiful idea. In fact, when I came in and I saw the table after this one, and saw the young ladies there with all children, I said, wow, this is a very thoughtful idea. This is what the society requires. This is what we need. Those of us who are privileged Nigerians, this is what we require to give back to the society. And as former civil servants, it's not in our characteristics to make public announcements, but one is that this thing touches my heart, and I want to support it beyond today. In fact, the first thing that occurred to me is that I belong to the Rotary Club of Abuja Metro, and they like supporting such projects. I will mention this project to the Rotary Club, and it's something that they want to give to. But personally, I will also want to support it, but that will be a private thing I will mention later. All they have thought about the celebrants, I want to endorse it, that we worked for almost 10 years together in NIMEX, and she established structure that was not there, because NIMEX came as nothing. There was no structure. And as the secretary of the board, as the director of the legal services, in fact, they put the act together that established the agency. And that act is what the agency rode on. And the other structures that were not there. So all that have been said and written in the book, I want to agree that they are correct. And madam, congratulations. Thank God for your life, and thank God for giving you wisdom to take along this time. God bless.
Singular honor to invite on this stage today the only authority and permission that made today to be what it is. There is no other person but the father of the celebrant. The father of the, thank you. If you are clapping, please, you can do that better. If you are clapping, you can do that better. You can do better. You can do better. You can do better. You can do better. Oh yes, please. Oh yes. Bishop, please, can you bring our daddy out? Please, where is daddy, please? Gently, gently. God bless you.
Thank God, and I thank everybody here today for making today a success. I support all the idea and all the launching being done by my daughter. And as I keep telling her, she's been a true chief of the old block. She had copied everything she does now from my late mother. May her soul continue to rest in peace.
Amen.
And I wish my daughter success in everything she does, including this one. And I ask everybody to support her and see that she makes it a success. I will support her with a donation which I will make known to my daughter later. Thank you very much.
Please appreciate our father. Please. Given by the representative of National Youth Friendly Center, Kuje, from Miss Esther Aku. God bless you as you come forward.